Adele, lovely to meet you. Lovely to e-meet you, as they say.
Absolutely.
I've just finished watching the film, and I was intrigued. Out of all of your novels, what convinced you to sort of let this be made into a film, into a sort of thriller?
Yeah, it took a long time for me to decide that film was going to work for me, but I do think it was about the actual team. The producer that first approached me had me very involved. And this particular book, actually, the ending is different, and I never quite settled to the ending of the book. So I absolutely wanted to give it this whole new world. And so when he approached me, I actually pitched 4 different ideas to him, and he in fact optioned all 4. But this was the one we started with first. The started talking to the script writer, and we just all got the most excited about, I think, and I just really trusted the team.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say I've read the novel, I have to say, but how different is it, the ending to the novel? Because are your readers going to be really surprised?
Yeah, they are. I've actually written a little essay about it because I think it's great fun that way. Because if you read a book, you have this sort of 15, 19 hours of this intimate, private dialogue. If you go to a movie, it's a community experience. And, the making of a movie is a community experience, and the enjoyment of a movie is a community experience. And so I felt both endings were the correct and fitting endings for the genre that they are entertaining in. I think both are really, I'm really proud of both of them. So it's a lot of fun. I know there's going to be a lot of compare and contrast, and I know that a lot of readers, they might even say, "Oh, we prefer the film ending," but they might say they prefer the book, or they might just see it how I do, that they're both perfect for the genre they're in.
Mm. How hands-on were you in trying to sort of work with the screenwriter on this? Like, were you
Very.
in there every single day?
Yeah, we were there. I was there with him a lot. I mean, it was through lockdown, so it was something to do. And Chris Silverton is just the most lovely human being. He's written other screenplays. I've never written a screenplay, so he did all of, he wrote it and he did all the structure, and then he'd send it to me, and I'd just say, "Oh, I think maybe they'd say it this way, or I have this thought about the character, or perhaps we should have it in this place." And he was always so open. He was amazing. So it became very, again, I'm using the word, but it became very communal. And I think he was just as excited as I was to just make it as good as we possibly could between us.
Yeah. How close was it for you to sort of get Sasha cast in that role? Did she look exactly how you'd imagined your protagonist to
Do you
look?
know what? I can't even remember now what I think my protagonist looked like when I wrote the book, because whenever I think of that protagonist now, all I can think is Sasha. I think she's perfect. And I hear her voice, even when I've recently been listening to the audiobook, but I still hear her voice, and she's not the audiobook. I think she is just perfect. I mean, that's the interesting thing. A book can be hundreds of thousands of different things in each one of our heads. We can all imagine the physicality of someone. I actually go very light on physicality in books because I do really believe the reader ought to take that vision. I think perhaps that's why the director and the actors and the screenplay writer all enjoyed it so much, because there was space for them to put themselves into these characters and make them grow and make them even more terrific.
But the twin theme is a very strong one in both in literature, in film and television. Was it really fun for you to be playing with those two characters and sort of play them against each other to see who was the evil, who was the nice,
Yeah.
the good? Yeah.
100%. I mean, first of all, researching identical twins was incredible. Speaking to identical twins, I went to school with a pair of identical twin boys, but I can't really remember having very deep conversations with them. But to research this book, I definitely had very deep conversations with sets of identical twins. And I love the idea of duality. I love the idea that we'd all like to be more than what we are. And twins get to be that. Twins get to be more than what they are. And every single set of twins that I talked to had played the game, that they wanted to, you know, as kids, they wanted to trick their teachers and swap places. Yeah, that happened. So that just was a gift for me as you know, as a writer, to start playing with that. And yes, I don't think either one of the twins is wholly bad or wholly good, but they definitely have a leaning each way.
Yeah, but the film has an rating in America, as far as I know. Does that bother you at all, or are you happy with that and you know what you get in if you're going to an R-rated movie?
I think that's fair. You know, I do think it's fair. It is quite it's a sexy movie, you know, that's a theme. There is an element of fear and, you know, violence. I like to think it's all proportional. I'm quite a scaredy cat myself. My husband's hilarious. He, over here in the UK, we have 15 and 18, and he actually doesn't allow me to watch 18 certificates. He thinks they're too scary for me. So, you know, I'm aware that there is a rating for a reason, but I think people will go to this because it is steamy, it is exciting and sexy, and, you know, I think people will actually buy into that and want to see it.
I want to also ask you about the rest of your novels. Is there any of your other work that you would love to get made into a
We
movie?
have one being filmed right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Okay, which
yeah,
one?
well, absolutely. They are literally on set right now.
What can you tell us?
I can't tell you much. I can't even tell you the title, but I can tell you it's the same director. It's Jeff Fisher working again. I can tell you it's the same screenplay writer, and we approached it in the same way. It's very collaborative. It's been great fun. The cast is extraordinary. We've only been filming 3 or 4 days. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's so exciting. And I have 2 more in option. I really hope this is going to snowball, you know, and people are going to love them and really, you know, you get a whole different audience. I love writing and I love readers, but I also love movies, and the idea of meeting via you know, the art, meeting all these other viewers or readers is so exciting for me.
Yeah, how was it working with Jeff?
Yeah, well, it was so interesting because he's such a focused human being, as I am too. So we both got that. We were like, got to get the job done, you know, heads down. We'd never met until we were on set. So he was very accommodating to me because I'm such a novice to his world. And I'm also quite opinionated. So he was, you know, having to listen to my ideas and my thoughts. And I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, but that's what I did do. But largely my role was to sort of, you know, be on set there. If the actors had a character thought, if they wanted to talk about motivation, or they wanted to talk about why a character might be where they are, or how they might act or respond to something, and I could give them a little bit of background on that.
Yeah, well, perhaps the fights on you know, weren't that bad if you're making another movie with him. So yeah, well, congratulations on this. It was really fun, and I, you know, I wish you the best, and I'm hoping for more of your novels to be made. So thank you so much for giving this time to us and talk to us, and good luck with it.
Thank you, Linda. That's so kind. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, you guys!